What's up, Lil? Yeah, and living there talking here. Coming to you live with Daigo of VRified Games. How you doing, Daigo?
Ed, how's it going?
Yeah, it's alright, man. It's alright. So tell me, what in the hair plugs is going on here today?
Well, Ed, yeah, today we're taking a look at Hitman 3 VR Reloaded for MetaQuest platform.
I mean, no, Hitman.
Now, come on, let's give it a chance, Ed. And before we go any further, I do want to say thank you to XR Games for providing us with a key to this. Much appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. So, Hitman 3 VR Reloaded. What's going on? Okay, so this title and the VR, there's kind of been a troubled history with Hitman and VR.
Oh?
Yeah, and I've gone over this at length with the PSVR 2 version of Hitman World of Assassination VR. And link in the description if you guys want to check out that video. But there has been no less than 3 separate VR iterations of Hitman 3.
What?
Yeah, 3 separate iterations. Okay, there was the original on PSVR 1, which was an exclusive. And yeah, to say the reception was lukewarm upon its release, very generous indeed. This was critically panned, like, all over. It had mechanics that were dated even then when it was originally released. It used button prompts as opposed to gestures, things like that. While you did have 6 stop motion controls, it was only one arm that was rendered. So yeah, it was very bizarre. It was basically what you would call a lazy port. Basically, they just slapped VR on the thing and said, hey, have at it, let's make some money. It seemed very, very lazy indeed. That was the first iteration. Then, somewhere down the line, Hitman 3's PC version was rebranded as World of Assassination. This incorporated the entire trilogy of the IOI Hitman games up to that point. You could play any one of those missions and any future DLC in VR. So that was quite cool. People were like, oh, okay. So people were assuming maybe issues with the PSVR 1 version were down to simply hardware and tracking limitation. Because what you have to remember is PSVR 1 was using a tracking solution from a generation previous. The PlayStation Move controllers were originally invented as competition for Nintendo Wii on the PlayStation 3. So it was already dated technology even when PSVR 1 came out. So people assumed, okay, let's give it another chance on PC. Alright, now you've got the trilogy of games available to you, endless hours of fun. Let's go. And no, all the mechanics from the PSVR 1 version were there. Nothing was improved upon, none of the critiques were taken on board. No, again, lazy port, critically panned. So then enter XR Games with their Hitman VR Reloaded port for standalone. Okay, a step in the right direction, and that's what we're looking at today. They seem to have taken the criticism on board, and they've made great strides to improve upon the console and PC Big Brother. And it was followed up again with Hitman World of Assassination on both PSVR 2 and PC with a final VR port. And I've already gone over that final VR port, which you know my thoughts on it. That's the definitive version of the game to play. But alas, today we're looking at the second port, the second chance, if you will. Hitman 3 VR Reloaded. So, okay, what is it? To call it a port isn't entirely accurate, but to call it a remake isn't entirely accurate either. It's both at the same time. Basically, the game has been rebuilt. Okay, it's the entirety of Hitman 3, so it doesn't include campaigns from Hitman 1 and 2, but it's the entirety of Hitman 3. What was originally promised on PSVR 1 is there. All the level layouts, the enemy AI, all of that is present and correct. But the graphics were completely redone for, I assume, to get it all running on standalone, because it is quite a hefty game to run anyway. So one of the big things about Hitman is the crowds that you can blend into. So understandably, if you ran this with the original high-end graphics, you'd have to scale that back in order for it to get to run. And thusly, you would be compromising gameplay. So what this team have done is, yeah, they've rebuilt it from the ground up, but using the schematics, if you will. And now you have this cel-shaded graphic look, okay? Now, when it comes to cel shading, this was a great technique used back in the 128-bit console generation, like the GameCube, PS2, original Xbox, to sort of get a higher fidelity look and feel for the games, but this allowed you to get really decent looking graphics on more lower end systems. Like, cel shading was this great technique. It was aesthetically pleasing, it looked like cartoons come to life, if you will. It looked great for what it was and what you were able to get away with. So that is what the team have employed here, rather than the console and PC Big Brother sort of traditional graphics look. They've gone for the cel shaded. And it works here in terms of performance. The game does play and feel like Hitman in terms of gameplay. And although it is distracting, if you know the base game, playing it again with this cel-shaded look it's a little jarring. It's kind of like playing with mods or something. It's really weird. But I understand why it's there. It does offer a great aesthetic, and it doesn't compromise on performance, so that is why they've done that. Where they've improved upon the original PSVR 1/original PC port for VR is it's dramatic. They have taken on board all the critiques. So it's not just one hand that's tracked now in 6 You have 2 hands. Fantastic. You have inventory slots on both hands. Very, very intuitive for VR. You can play the entirety of the game, Hitman 3, as originally promised, in VR. However, the prompts are still button-based, so you still have to press a button to open, say, a closet to hide a body in, that kind of thing. But you can push through doors, so it's like a kind of a hybrid system. Not quite sure why they've done that. But it does preserve the original gameplay. All the weapons look and feel great in VR, the takedowns feel good. So they went through great strides with this second VR iteration, which is why it's called VR Reloaded. It's basically their second chance at redemption here. And for standalone, it is fantastic. It really, really is. It's a lot of fun getting to play as Agent 47. While I still maintain that the third VR port for PSVR 2 and PC is the definitive way to play, simply because of visual fidelity and access to all the missions from Hitman 1 to the future DLC. Bang for your buck, that's the better version to play. However, if you don't have PC or PSVR 2 and you're on standalone, yeah, this is Hitman 3 in VR. This is the exact game in VR. You won't be disappointed with it. It does exactly what it sets out to do. So thanks again to XR Games for providing a key. If you guys are interested in this yourselves, you check out our affiliate link in the description. That really would help the channel out also. And yeah, Hitman 3 VR Reloaded. IOI's second chance at Hitman 3 in VR. Yeah, let me know what you think down below.
So I guess we're going to leave it there, you guys. Like, comment and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, queries, any critiques, put them down below. If indeed there are any games you'd like us to look at VRifying in the future, put those down below and we will presumably get back to you eventually. You can also follow us on TikTok for our adventures over there, which are basically condensed versions of what we do over here. And yeah, follow us on all social medias. All links will be in the descriptions. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you there also. Alright, VRified Games out.
Y'all, listen up. Exclusive deal time. If y'all in the market for a Meta headset, accessory, or game from the store, check out our affiliate links in the description for some money off on those bad boys. Not only will you get a sweet little discount on any of the sales, but we also get a little something, you know what I mean? It'd be much appreciated to help the channel out. Thanks, y'all. Yeah.